Welcome, Toonami Faithful viewers. I'm editorial writer for Toonami Faithful, CJ Maffris, here with a very special guest here at A-Kon.
Hi, I'm Alexis Tipton.
Thank you for giving us the time to talk with you. This has been such a fun con. I'm hoping you're enjoying it as well.
Yes, very much. I've been coming to A-Kon just as an attendee for a very long time, and this is the first time I'm an official guest, so it's cool to kind of,
This is our first time in Texas, first time in A-Kon, so this has been quite an experience. So this has been very enjoyable. So, talking about Toonami, it's celebrating its 20th anniversary, and I'm curious what goes through your mind thinking about the block reaching that momentous accomplishment.
That's crazy because I remember watching Toonami like back in the 90s, and that was actually what introduced me to anime. I didn't know it was anime at the time, but that's where I first saw like Dragon Ball Z, and I watched Outlaw Star and like different seasons in the Tenchi series, and what was it, like Blue Sub 6 was on at the time. Yeah, like all kinds of stuff, and that's what introduced me to anime, which I would later find out that's what it was called. But so that's crazy. Like that hits me with like a nostalgia like slap. I love it. That's awesome.
And the fact it's like 20 years, some people we asked that, it's like, I haven't been doing this for 20 years. Like, I can't imagine doing something like that all the time.
That's so crazy. Well, and I was about 9 years old when I started watching Toonami. So that, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, no, it really is crazy thinking about that. A show that a lot of my colleagues and a lot of fans really like is Space Dandy. Now, with Toonami doing reruns at 3 a.m., a lot of people have said, hey, if the new rerun slot is available, why not they put Space Dandy? Would you be up for seeing that again, getting another television run?
Oh, that would be amazing. That was we were actually just talking about this the other day. I was talking about this with Micah Solisad. He was, I was directing him the other night. He played B in that show, and we were just talking about just how special all of that was, and that was sort of the guinea pig for the Simuldub initiative that we've now been doing for almost 3 years now, I think. I know, right? God, where's the time gone? But it was such a special time, and I know that it will never be exactly like that ever again, but it would be kind of nice to just like have it on Toonami again, reminisce. I've heard so many amazing things from so many people about the show that I think it would be cool to try to get it back on Toonami and then hopefully reach even more people. So yeah, I'd totally be down with that.
Did you enjoy Honey, like working as her?
I did, and it was so fun. She always surprised me. Like on face value, she's one way, and then the more you get to know her, you're like, oh wow, like there's a lot more to Honey, which is so great. I love characters like that.
So a show that sadly isn't on Toonami anymore is One Piece. Now, I know it's not like a Straw Hat or anything like that, but you were an important villain in this arc that Toonami fans got to see at Water 7 and with Fukuro, I believe. Yes. I'm very bad with the names. I try the best I can with that. I'm wondering, because it was a very odd kind of character and even like an odd kind of voice that I'm not used to hearing coming from you when you look at like other roles that you've had.
Right.
So I'm curious how you feel about it leaving the block, sadly, and like being able to be a part of that project.
It was really cool. One Piece is also a fun show for me just because that was the very first show I ever auditioned for Funimation, and so I didn't get cast until hundreds of episodes later because let's face it, it's job security for everyone regardless of how big your role is, because I've played other smaller characters and it's just sort of like Mike or Joel will just kind of look at the cast and be like, okay, who haven't I used in 20 episodes? All right, bring them in, and it never stops. But I've been doing this for almost 9 years, and the show is still going. Like that is, and we're like 200 episodes behind the Japanese. It's ridiculous. But no, it was really cool, and that character was so strange. I remember Mike pulled me. I was recording with someone else, and I was walking through the studio, and he's like, "Hey, when you get a minute, can you just pop over?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And so I walked in, and he's like, "Okay, I haven't made the decision. This is kind of like an on-the-fly audition, but can you just get in the booth and like read a couple of lines for me?" And I was like, "Sure." And he's like, "I'm gonna play this character for you in Japanese. I'm gonna show you what he looks like, and just try your best, like come up with something that's similar." And I was like, "Okay." And so he shows me the kid, and I'm like, "What is that? Like what? Like what?
You saw everything in anime.
What is that? Like what?" And we started calling him like a dapper sir because he had the tie. He's so ugly, but he's such a dapper sir. And so I heard the voice, and I was like, okay. And so I did something and he was like, okay, yeah, sure, that'll work. I'm like, thanks for thinking of me. So then he called me in and called me in officially to record, and we went from there. So it was really cool. It was really fun. I enjoyed it.
Now, looking at your credits, you're in a lot of action series, but surprisingly, when I looked at them, none of them have really been on Toonami. So I'm curious if there's one that you're kind of like, hey, maybe you want to tell fans to watch and maybe push to Toonami to air.
One of my favorite shows I've ever been a part of was Gare Zero. I tell people, I don't care what language you watch it in, just watch the show. It's just a good show. I think it's 13 episodes, maybe 12. I think that would be an amazing show, especially since like Tokyo Ghoul has done so well, and other shows like that. It's not as intense as Tokyo Ghoul, but it's kind of in the same, like, to me, it kind of has the same vibe. And so that kind of dark type of thing. I think Blood Sea would do very well. It's a clamp show. It's also
the older one was on Adult Swim.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah, exactly. And all of the seasons are standalone. So
really good
yeah,
choice, I think,
yeah. So there's that, and then I'm trying to think of what else. I don't know if it would be good on Toonami Block, but we're trying really hard to get Puzzle and Dragons on TV, just because younger kids can watch it, which would be great. And yeah, there's so many amazing shows that I hope we can see on Toonami.
I agree. Before we end this, is there anything you'd like to tell the fans to check out that you're working on? I know you just started directing, which was really cool. You did a great job with Masamune. I thought the writing with it was as legitimate as like high school drama that you would actually have. So you and your team did a really good job with that. But is there anything that you're working on now that you'd like to tell people to watch?
Yes, I'm working on an amazing show. It's another one of those shows where, like, I don't care what language you watch it in, just watch it and just support the official release. Like, if you want to watch the sub, watch it on Crunchyroll. If you want to watch the dub, watch it on Funimation. But it's a very long title. World End. What are you doing at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? Or World End for short. It's an amazing show. All of us have cried. Jamie Markey is my writer. She sends me the scripts and she tells me that they make her cry. My actors get really emotional about it. Everyone's really invested, and I think, including myself, and I think that really shows and comes through. It's also just an amazing show. No fan service, not a whole lot of gore, just really good story, really amazing characters and relationships, fantasy, drama, a little bit of comedy. It's amazing. Please check it out.
Yeah, definitely. I've been watching it too. It's very good. But thank you for spending time with us. This was so awesome. Thank you. I hope the rest of your con goes well too.
You guys too.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
Bye.